Hey there, Alex Kidman from Alex Reviews Tech, and this is the Google Pixel Watch 3. I'm going to try something slightly different for my video review of this relative to how I normally do my video reviews. Interested in feedback of how people find this. I've got a full written review, but I'm just going to do a quick pros and cons on this, the features that I really like, and the areas where I think Google might have been able to do a little bit better. So let's just get straight into it with the first feature that I really like. The first feature I really like is the 45mm size. I've been asking for this for years now. Bigger is indeed better in my view. You can still get the 41mm variant, but the 45mm version gives you a bigger screen, which lets you put more complications on screen. You can see more detail. It's more visible in bright light. There's wins here across the board, especially in the black variant that I've tested with, which I just think looks really nice too. Complementing that is the display. So it's a variable refresh rate display and it's variable brightness as well, up to 2000 nits, but as low as 1 nit in low light. And this really does make a difference both to its visibility and its battery usage. This is a really good looking screen, and I don't just mean that in a design sense. Things look good on it, whether I'm looking at a Nest camera, looking at Google Maps, just looking at the time on a variety of watch faces. It's all a bit of a winner. However, my favourite feature of the Pixel Watch 3 is the battery life. Now, I've only tested with the 45mm variant, and that obviously has a bigger battery because it's got more space for batteries. But where the Pixel Watch 2, which was 41mm only, could manage a day and a half pretty easily in my testing, this one manages a day and a half really easily, maybe even longer than that, and that's a huge plus. Obviously, that is helped by the fact that it does drop the refresh rate of the screen. The one minor downside there is I have noticed when I've been out and about, I'm staring at the screen for a little bit longer and I'm not interacting with it, I actually see it drop its brightness in real time, which is kind of cute to look at, sometimes slightly annoying if I'm trying to make out a detail on the screen. So that's the good stuff. What's the stuff that I'm not so keen on? Well, if you opt for the 45mm size and you've already got a Pixel Watch, you're going to have to buy all new watch bands. Now, I'll admit, I'm not a huge fan of Google's Fit thing for watch bands, the way you click them in and out. I can do it, but it's always struck me as kind of fiddly. But it's extra annoying if you've got bands that you already like and you wanted to use them on this because you just can't. The actual attachment mechanism appears to be the same, but the actual groove is much bigger because it's on a 45mm body. Google probably could have designed that to keep the existing bands working, but they didn't. I think that's a bit of a pity in a way. Google, of course, owns Fitbit, and prior Pixel Watches could have been described as super Fitbits in a way. This still is, although you do get some features which were previously more Fitbit specific, which are now unlocked. You don't need that Fitbit premium subscription, except you sort of do, or at least it's really heavily pushed towards you every time you interact with Fitbit of, hey, here's a thing that's in Fitbit Premium. Hey, here's a thing that's in Fitbit Premium. Not a huge fan of that, but it is still present. I kind of get why it's there. And you do get a trial subscription if you haven't had one before. Still, I'd like it to be less pushy on that score. And finally, while I do love the battery life on this, I don't particularly love the charger. So it's still the standard pogo pin charger little disc thing that Google had in previous generations. My issue with that is I just don't like custom chargers. There's not an ecosystem of these chargers out there. There's just this one. So if you lose it, or if you break it, or if you forget to take it when you travel, your watch is going to go flat and you're just going to have to buy another one. I would have loved for this ideally to have been Qi compliant, or maybe even Qi 2 would have been very sweet. Or USB-C, maybe under a flap or something like that. Google hasn't gone down that particular road, and I guess there's engineering reasons for it. But that custom charger is still a bit of a pain. But do I like the Pixel Watch 3? Do I recommend it? Yes, definitely, absolutely. I think it's actually really one of the best consumer-level Android smartwatches you can buy. Samsung's the obvious competitor there, but I think I like this a little bit more than I did, for example, the Galaxy Watch Ultra. I still am waiting to see if I can actually get in one of this year's Galaxy Watches to review and see how that compares. But at the moment, this would be my pick. So that's my super quick take on the Pixel Watch 3. What do you think? Got any thoughts? Hit me up in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe.